Thanks for tuning in to another round of Inside F&M Wrestling. I'm Brad Weltmer here for GoDiplomats.com, joined as always by Franklin and Marshall head wrestling coach Mike Rogers. Mike, thanks as always for sitting down here with us today.
Yep.
So another tough EIWA opponent in Drexel came to the Mazer Center on Saturday. It was your team's senior night celebration. The Dragons came away with a 30-6 win, but you guys really battled in the match. 5 of the losses in the bout came by decision, including a pair that were decided by 2 points or less. Charles Kessner, Rob King, both look strong in dual competition. Just talk a little bit about Saturday, what you and your coaching staff saw from the sidelines.
Yeah. Well, Rob King has been kind of a rock for us. He's been kind of steady throughout the season, and he's getting better every time he goes out there. Same thing with Chuck Kessner. He's doing a great job for us. He just wrestles at such a high pace. I think he took like 19 shots. We looked at the video, and so those two guys have kind of been steadily getting better. So what we're looking at, trying to get guys to wrestle at that pace and that level, and trying to hopefully that kind of rubs off on the other guys. We got a lot of youth in the lineup too, and it's tough for some of those guys, especially late in the season. It's getting towards the end and the grind and dealing with some adversity, and plus we've been hit with some injuries and having to do some adjustments in lineups and things. So it's been a little bit rough coming down the end of the road, but everyone does it. Every program goes through ups and downs, and every program has injuries and guys out and has to make adjustments. So there's no excuse for that. Drexel, I think we're a little bit disappointed on our overall effort. We fought a little bit, but again, it wasn't consistent. I think Princeton, we did a better job of fighting and pushing the guys, in the third period, and we didn't quite do that with Drexel. So again, off of King and off of Chuck doing a great job, and we're hoping we need to get 3 or 4 more guys wrestling at that level, and then then we're in the mix with all the other teams that we're wrestling, those tight ones that we're losing, like you said, by a couple points or so, and it's kind of been our Achilles heel is not closing the gap and winning those tight ones, and that's where we got to improve. We got to some matches are just out of reach right now. But we got to win those 1-2 point matches. And that's what we got to work on. And the guys are putting in the time, though. They're doing morning workouts, they're training, they're lifting, they're doing all the things right. It just comes down to execution on the mat and doing it consistently. So that's where we got to focus on for the next couple of weeks. Going into Bucknell is going to be a tough match, and that's not going to be easy either. They're looking really strong. They got a great lineup. They're wrestling really tough right now. Our guys are going to be in for a battle.
Yeah, and Bucknell, it's a top 25 EIWA opponent on Friday you're going to travel to. They're coming in as winners of 8 straight. Last year, you guys pulled off a pretty memorable 23-21 win here at the Mazer Center. So just what are the expectations for you and your coaching staff on Friday?
I know it kind of sounds redundant, but it's the same thing. We just want performance. We want guys going out there and just fighting for 7 minutes and wrestling hard. They were heavily favored last year, coming in here, and we end up, upsetting them. So it happens. So that's why you wrestle the matches. That's why you go out there and compete. Like they're very strong, very heavily favored, but it's a chance for each one of our guys to maybe pick up some seeding points, maybe get some recognition, going into the last part of the season, and maybe put themselves in positions, for that conference tournament. That's what each individual has to look at what their responsibilities are, So if they're going up against a guy that's heavily favored, that could be a win that could set them apart and maybe give them a seed or give them a good placement in the conference, or at least give them an idea what they're going to face going into conference if they see those guys again. So, again, each individual needs to take care of their own individual situation, and if that happens consistently, the team results ends up, working out too. So we don't put much expectation other than just perform, and get better. It's hard to predict, what weights are we favored and not favored and who's going to win what. I have all the confidence in Chuck and King to do the great job, and I know Edgar's going to go out there and give you 100% of whatever he has, and all our guys have that potential. So it's going to be a good experience for them, and win or lose, we're going to come back and readjust, and then get focused on Millersville, which is our last dual meet, and then we got about a week and a half to get ready for conference.
Great. Thanks for sitting down here with us, and good luck moving forward.
Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to join us next week for a recap of that Bucknell match. And look ahead to Millersville on February 19th. Also be sure to like F&M Wrestling on Facebook, follow them on Twitter, and subscribe to the GoDiplomats YouTube page.